Hey everyone, welcome back to 112 Shelf. Today I'm going to review the Diamond Select Wave 1 of Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. I watch it every year. I try to watch it every year, all three movies and all three Hobbit movies. So I couldn't pass these up. Even though Diamond Select's a hit and miss kind of toy company for me, I feel like sometimes their sculpts are really great, but sometimes their articulation is lacking. But honestly, recently, if you saw one of my last reviews with the new Immortal Hulk, which I think is the definitive Hulk, they've done pretty well. So I had these pre-ordered on Big Bad Toy Store, but I saw them at my local comic book store, so I canceled my pre-order and I scooped these two up. So Wave 1 is Gimli, of course, and Legolas, which is really fitting because of how they're best friends and everything like that. And there is a Build-A-Figure, which I'm not sure, but I think this is pretty new for Diamond Select. Here are the packaging back there if you want to take a look at them. Of course, they have different descriptions of each one of them, and I think Wave 2 is Frodo and someone else, I don't remember, and then Wave 3 is Aragorn and some kind of orc, and of course they built Sauron in the Build-A-Figure. But let's take a look at these figures. Let's start with Gimli because he is my favorite. Gimli looks awesome, guys, and he's probably my favorite between the two. Just because his size and everything like that. But let's take a look at him. His beard looks awesome, if you can see the detail on that. His eyes, the one I got is kind of wonky, if you could see that. This eye looks well painted, and this one kind of looks a little weird. But of course, they did the detail very well. Of course, that is carved in. The color apps are awesome. You can see carved in the back as well. You can see his braid. You can see he has some accessories like, let me focus the camera a little bit. Like a little sleeping bag. He has little, I guess, handcuffs or metal loops here. I don't know what that is. But yeah, he comes with, let's look at his accessories. He comes with 3 different axes. He has this one that I had him holding, which again, the detail on these axes are really well done. Looks like it popped right out of the screen. A little weathering as well. Looks like that Diamond Select did. He comes with this double-sided axe, which is a little longer. But again, very cool paint apps and very cool detail on this. Okay, some of it is still carved in on there. So that's really cool. And the third axe is right here. I put it in this little holder he has, which you could put pretty much any axe in there if you want to. So let's take this off. So we can see the articulation on this guy, right? So his head can move not much up, right? I mean, with Lord of the Rings characters, they all have long hair, so I don't think you can move them up a lot. And he can't really move down because, of course, his beard. His head, I'm sure it can move all around if you kind of take the hair out of the way, but we don't want to do that. So his head moves this side to side. That's not that bad at all. One of the downsides, I think, which isn't that big of a deal, is both of these figures, Legolas and Gimli, have only single jointed knees and elbows. So let's look at that. Here you can move his arms all around like that. He has an upper bicep swivel, as you can see there. So like I said, single jointed elbows, and of course, his hands could move all around like that. Torso, it looks like it's just like on a swivel ball joint here. So he could move all around. I'm going to take this axe out real quick. So he could move all around like this. Gimli has a lot of swivel movement that he could move in. Of course, he's wearing like this cloth down here. It doesn't hinder his articulation a lot because it's kind of soft, right? The soft goods is well, it's not soft goods, I'm sorry, but it's like soft plastic. So he could move his legs up this far and this far out. He does have an upper thigh swivel, which you could see right there. And of course, single jointed knees, so his legs only go that much. All right. And let's see how far they could kick forward, like that. So, and they do have a ankle pivot swivel, right? So Gimli's awesome. I believe, if I remember correctly, guys, He comes with these 3 axes that I showed you before, and of course with extra hands. These are open-ended grabbing hands, I guess. And the ones I have on him are the ones that he could grab his weapons with, of course. And the Build-A-Figure piece he comes with, if I remember correctly, I got so excited I opened both of them up really quickly. They have no like ties on them, like those ties that you have to tie off when you get action figures, so they just like popped out. So I opened it really fast. I believe he comes with this Sauron leg. Now, look at the size of what the Sauron Build-A-Figure is going to be. I can't wait to build this Sauron Build-A-Figure, because he's just going to be so ginormous. And the detail on his armor just looks awesome. Look at that. Sauron is also single jointed knees. There you go. Let's take a look at his friend Legolas. Now Legolas, it's a little weird. Gimli kind of has more articulation than Legolas, which is weird because Legolas is the more athletic one. But this figure is cool. I mean, the face likeness, let's bring him up a little closer, is kind of good. I mean, it looks like Orlando Bloom. Of course, because of the hair, he could only move this much down, which is pretty good, and this much up, which is also, it's okay. You can move a little more, but that's all right. Of course, he kind of has the same articulation on the upper body, but he has an upper, I guess, diaphragm chest swivel, which you can move all around like that. Single jointed elbows. Of course, he can move his hands in a swivel and upwards like that on his shoulders. So this is kind of a little more harder plastic than Gimli. It still has a split there, but his lower legs can't move that much back, this much forward, which is ridiculous for Legolas, and no thigh swivel. Gimli had a thigh swivel. I don't understand why they didn't give Legolas a thigh swivel, especially when he has single jointed knees. But even the single jointed can't even move that. It can move that far back. I don't understand why they gave Gimli more articulation. But I mean, I'm just happy to have Lord of the Rings figures, man. The ones I had growing up from the original movies, they do not hold up well. But he does have detail engraved, like here in his vest, his little harness that he has across here. His bow is really awesome. Let's take a look at that. It has very, very cool paint apps with, again, engraving. Hold on, let me focus the camera a little bit. With engraving on both sides. It has, of course, this string that you can pull back and forth. Don't want to do that too much, though, because, well, I don't want it to lose its tension. He only comes with this pair of hands, which is a bit of a bummer. But, I mean, I just love Lord of the Rings. I'm happy to have modern action figures with Lord of the Rings. You could see the cool detail in his weapons accessories, his quiver. I don't understand why they did this as well. You can see his cool little braid there. But I don't understand why they have 2 holsters that actually have holes in them for his 2 little swords that he has when he runs out of arrows. But you don't get the swords. I don't understand that, and it's really frustrating because I would want those swords that he comes with, those 2 little swords that he has. But whatever. Anyway, he comes with 3 arrows, which have pretty good detail on them. Of course, they're all the same. There are the feathers in the back, the silver tips, and they all fit in there. Legolas does come with some other Sauron parts. The parts he comes with his head. So it's pretty cool that you could see a pretty important part of the Sauron Build-A-Figure with the first wave of this line for Diamond Select. Let's take a look at that a little closer. That just looks awesome. I dig it a lot. Let's put him right here. And his arm, his left arm, or right arm to him, I should say. Again, the armor is consistent and detailed just like the leg is. Single jointed elbows here. And you can move it all around like that. And let's look at that ring. Oh yeah. Look at that ring. All right. So all in all, guys, I think it's very good detail. I think it's very good paint apps, especially with a lot of engravings that they have to do here, especially with Gimli. I like these toys. I'm not in love with them. They were about $30 each. I wish they were more articulated, especially Legolas. I wish Legolas came with the swords and an extra set of hands. I'm really happy with Gimli. If I had to choose one, Gimli would be my favorite here. He just looks so cool. I think they nailed him, right? They did him perfectly. Legolas could use a little work, but like I said before, guys, I'm just happy to have modern Lord of the Rings figures. The ones I had growing up did not hold up at all. I like these a lot. I will be buying the rest of the waves because, well, I have to, right? I need to build Sauron. All right? So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.